we study the Wi-Fi. So analog versus digital. Okay, we have analog signals, we have digital signals. Same case, we can say broadband versus baseband for longer distance, and the carrier for the distribution of the one or whatever higher signal here. Okay, so we have waves here, for example the A and the B, right? What if we can send them in the same signal? I mean, we can merge them and after unmerge them, right? This is what we call multiplexing. So we can multiplex signals, and this is what we do usually, right? So we multiplex those signals. We merge them in one thing, different thing, like the addition, for example, right? So I already have 2 and I want to send 3, but the 2 is something standard, right? That I'm using. And now my signal is 3, so I'm gonna send 5, and in there they will dispatch everything on the reception to be able to receive that. Here's an example. Okay, here's an example. For example, I have a signal here, signal here, different waves, right? Different waves. Modulator, modulator, modulator. I have carrier 1, carrier 2, carrier 3, right? So it will be modulated on the carrier. This one will be modulated on the carrier. So there is an already here an addition of 2 waves, because I already have this signal, but it's modulated on what? Modulated on the carrier wave, right? This carrier, this is the wave, like the frequency, a standard one that it's generated by a machine, and after my signal I have to put it on top of it to be able to transport, right? So I already have something like imagine if you can just fly on the wind, right? So the wind is already there, you have to generate that wind. So you need to generate that first frequency that we call it a carrier. Okay, and after you have a signal that you're going to merge it on that carrier to be able to transport it. Okay, so as I told you, you have the wind. This is a big machine that with big fan that is generating some wind from somewhere to somewhere, right? And after you can put something on that wind to be able to send it. So we already have a standard frequency that we call a carrier. This is usually what your ESP, for example, is giving. If you have ADSL or whatever, so this is generating for you that. This is why they open the line at home and you plug that thing. So there is something coming from there, right? And after you're gonna put on top of it like waves to be able to transport it from one point to one point. So we modulate with the carrier. So we have a modulation, right? We have a modulation. This modulation is the meaning of how we can add signals frequency to other signals frequency and merge them. This is modulation, and there's many ways to do it. Like mathematically, there's many ways. We can modulate based on the amplitude. We can modulate based on the frequency. We can modulate on many ways, right? So we will end up with totally different signal here. So this one is the carrier. So we already know what is the frequency of the carrier. So we can subtract this thing from here after, right? The real signal, we can subtract it because this one is constant. This one is constant and we already know what is it, right? So we're going to modulate that constant thing with the real talking or the real signal that we are sending. This is modulation. And this is when you say modem, a modem, this is what your modem is doing, right? Modulator, demodulator. Right, modulator, demodulator. Because of, on the other hand, on the reception after, we will do the reverse process. So we're going to separate the carrier wave from the real signal that we wanted, and we got the real signal, right? So we got the real data, and that box or that device that we call it modem, he do both. So he can modulate something to send it, and when we receive something, he will be able to demodulate it back, and we can read the signal or treat it or process it. So this is what we call it modem. So modulator, demodulator, right? Here you go. Another signal here. You see, always constant. The carrier, it's the same, just different frequency here. You see, frequency 1, frequency 2, frequency 3, and we're gonna put some some data on top of it. We're gonna put some data on top of it, and we're gonna end up with a totally different thing, right? Now, imagine this is my first office. This is I don't know, a computer I'm talking with, microphones, so still analog. But when you are sending something from your point, from your spot to somewhere, you are not using three different lines, or here, for example, in our case, we have three sources. You will not use three different lines from you to each destination, right? So maybe somebody's talking on the phone with Japan. I'm connecting with something on India, and I don't have a leased line, a special one, separated one to each spot. So we're gonna send one in one highway. I mean, right? This is the multiplexing. This is the concept of multiplexing. So when we end up with the modulated waves, I'm talking in the case of the analog, right? So when we already modulate the waves here, we're gonna multiplex them. So this is what we call it a multiplexer, having the modulation inside, and after merging everything in one single weird wave that contain everything. So here we have the data, we have the carriers, we have the all the modulated signals, right? We are going to end up with a total different one. Now this wave will go somewhere, and after it will be demodulated and demultiplexed, of course, in the other hand, to be able to receive it, right? So after that, in somewhere here, there is this wave going to be separated to go its way to another destination, the other one, and so on and so on. It can be even multiplexed with all the things after in there, and separate again till it get to the destination, depending what is the path for it, right? So this is the concept of multiplexing. This is multiplexing based on what? What was our trick? We were playing with what? We're playing with, see, changing things here. What is those things? Wake up, guys. Frequency. Good, Yuvraj. Yeah, Malhar, multiplexed by based on what? We are playing with the frequency to do this multiplexing process, right? We are playing with the frequency here. All right. In the digital or the baseband communication, it's another story. Here, we don't have any change on the amplitude. It's 0 ones signals, right? Zero ones. Always same, right? So to be able to send those kind of data the same way on the one wire or one highway, we don't have other choice than to use a time division multiplexing. So this is a frequency division multiplexing and the modulator. So this is frequency multiplexing here. This is time multiplexing, because all the signals are the same. It's just bits, 0 and 1s. So how we gonna separate them if there is many machines sending the data in the same wire, right? Through the same path. So as you can see, computer A, computer B, computer C here, for example. So we're gonna send all the packets the same, but we will identify each packet with something that this one belong to this one belongs to this one, and this one belongs to this one. And by time, So you see, each one, he have his own timing to get access to this line here and put his data and wait for the next one and the next one, right? A1, B1, C1. So you see A1, for example, is the first minute. B1, of course, not minute, it's micro nanoseconds, right? It's frequency also, bits here, not really frequency, but just bits and quickly. Frequency of the timing, if you want. But the signal is same. So we send some data on the name of this A here, and after there is a different timing for this one, and after there is different timing for this one, but we can carry all of them in the same highway, right? So how we were able to send them all together, but difference just by timing. Okay, we know that at this T, this belongs to this one. This time, this belongs to this one. This time, this belongs to this one, and so go on. And after A3, B3, C3, and so go on, right? So this is a multiplexing. We are multiplexing same bits at the end here. If you're gonna zoom in on this one, what are you gonna see? You're gonna see 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1s. But how we know that this belongs to this belongs to this, and this belongs to this? It's about timing, because we know at what time exactly we did send something from C or B or A. Here we don't care about that timing. When we zoom on this signal, we're going to see weird analog, but how we can know what is this and what is this and what is this, we need to demodulate back, right? We need to demodulate. So separate all the waves, separate them back, and we will be able to identify each communication aside. But in this one, it's just 0 1 0 1 0 1s on a row, and they are just divided by timing. So we have two kind of multiplexing, guys, for two different kind of signals that we always had in the universe. It's the analog and the digital one, right? This is always why also the analog is better than the digital, because the digital is better than the analog, because you see this analog here, when you do this and modulate and demodulate, each time you're going to do it, you will lose on the quality of this data here. You will end up with the data, but with a little bit differences, right? And each time you repeat the process, each time the quality going to go down, right? So this is why the digital, you see that it's just multiplexed by time, and it's always the same constant signal. It's just built on bits 0 and 1s, right? So we don't have that loss. We can lose on digital if we need to convert it to analog somewhere to be able to be transported somewhere, and after we'll convert it back to digital. In this case also, we're going to lose on the quality of the signal. All right, is it good for this here? It's easy, right? We have analog digitals multiplexing two ways: frequency multiplexing or time division multiplexing. Okay, all right, let's talk about the cables here quickly. Coaxial, remember this? We already met this guy here. This bandwidth is 10 meg. You remember that 10 base something, 10 base something in the coaxial, right? 10 base 2 and 10 base 5. Okay. One is going till 200 meters, the other is 500 meters. This one have maximum 30 nodes, and this one can have 100 nodes. Using different connectors here. Vampire top or BNC connector. We already talked about those connectors here before. 10 base something, 10 base something. In which topology we were able to use this? Which topology was the coaxial, guys? see here we have something interesting. Yeah, Malhar buses, of course, right? We used it for buses. Need terminators. Remember that topology of bus that we talked about before? Well, we had something like that, and the computers. This is the backbone here, and this is the coaxial cables. And here we have terminators that they need to terminate signal, because I already told you how things talk here. Like the signal go everywhere, because in every fork the signal will be duplicated in each directions. So if I send a signal here, when it meet this cross here, I have a signal going here and I have another going here, right? And when it get here, I have one going here and one going here, right? And after one going here, and one going here, and one going here, and one going here. This is one signal, right? Just generated from here. So you see, this is dispatched everywhere, and this is why we need these terminators to kill this final signals that we're gonna get every time here, right? So this is how the buses talk. So we need to put on the buses terminators in each side. Two type, right? After we used also this coaxial on the backbones of the internet before getting to the fiber optic. This is all the thing. This is one wide area network. Twisted pair. We have UTP, STP, and shielded twisted pair, shielded twisted pair. We already studied those cables, even in the low level of the reception and the transmission, the RX, TX, and the wires that they are inside. And we have the norms, how we can build a straight or crossover. Remember those colors, blue and orange and green and and brown. So twisted pair are always used in a star topology in the LAN. Now they are the standard that we are using on our local area networks. Okay, UTP, STP is two different kind of this twisted pair. This one is shielded. Which one is better? UTP or STP? Good, STP. Why? Why is better? Good. So electromagnetic interference, right? They limit the interference, of course. So all the noise is well controlled and supported on this STP that is used in specific environments, of course. And UTP are more weak, exposed to this EMI. Cat3 deprecated. Now we are more here, right? More here and here and here sometimes. This cut, but you can see here we have all of them having the one thing here. All of them having the distance of 100 and all of them using RG45, right? It's just a review. Now it's just a matter of the frequency that change, of course, and we can get till 1 gig or 10 gig on Cat6 here. We have also even Cat8, right? I told you this one and Cat8 are less used in the nature because we already have an infrastructure of this and it's costly, right? People will not, every time we have an update on the cable, they will just destroy all the walls in their company and everywhere and build wires for getting some data plus or some protection plus or whatever, and the company is already working. Okay, it's RG45. Yeah, it's RG45. All of them, all the twisted pair work on the RG45 for the data. Okay. All right. So twisted pair. We have 8 wires inside with colors. We studied that. They all work on distance same one, 100, having all the same connection. They can be unshielded, they can be shielded one. Let's talk about fiber optic and advantages. Many advantages. Increased bandwidth. Hey guys, we are using speed of light, right? No joke. Of course, we have better bandwidth. There's no immunity needed here, like in this one, shielded, twisted, whatever. See, light, they don't care about the electromagnetic interference. Okay, there's no noise for the light. The signal is photons here. There's no noise for that. All right. Decreased cost, size, and weight. So decreased cost compared to copper conductor of equivalent signal carrying capacity. Fiber optic cable are easier to install, require less duct space, and weight time less, because here on the coaxial, for example, when we use the coaxial here, this is much more about the one, right? But also it can apply to the LAN local area network. But much more on the LAN, we get this. The installation is better, smaller. Uh, this copper that is inside that is really heavy, no more that, right? But it's fragile. This one is fragile and costly. So if we do a mistake with the coaxial, it's better than do it on the coaxial than do it on the fiber optic, because we're going to lose more money on that. Lower loss. Optical fiber has lower attenuation, so loss of signal intensity, like the electricity. Somehow we need to amplify that. But on light, it's less than that, right? So it can go farther, much farther to be needed to be generated, right? So then copper conductor, allowing longer cable run and fewer repeaters, right? But the electricity gonna need repeaters. At some small distance, we need to amplify the signal again to be able to send it, and so on. But the light can already go far, till the point that it's gonna need to be amplified. No sparks, no shorts, no curse circuit, right? Wonderful life here. We don't have all that, those tricky firework that we can have with electricity when we are using light. Okay, so fiber optic do not emit spark or cause short circuits, which is important of explosive gas or flammable, or it's much more secure, right? Security. Talking about security, also it's much more secure because it doesn't emit any radio frequency, so it's very difficult to tap. Even though it was being tapped by the Russian, right? So United States was being tapped by the Russian on the fiber optic. I swear to God, I don't know how they did that. Right? I have no clue about that, because it's still it's just a couple of years ago. These backbones on the ocean, and they were tapping them on a boat, big boat, covered under fisher boat, right? So they were fishing, but they have really weird material in there, and they were able to scan the backbones going from damn United States to Europe and sniffing the data in there. I don't know what really, well, governments are really advanced, and yeah, but I mean, to tap them more in the regular life, when you have fiber optic going to the building or whatever, it's very, very difficult then tapping the electrical things. Grounding, we don't need grounds, right? We don't need to ground because there's no electricity. Electrical isolation. Fiber optic allow transmission between 2 points, regard to the electrical potential between them, right? So without regards to the electrical potential between point A and point B, we can transmit without taking in consideration that at all. So all those are wonderful advantages that changed our life for now. This fiber optic that is wonderful. Communication in few years, maybe in the future, it gonna change, right? We're gonna have. They already did it. They already did it, but it's not really 100% public yet. But what is coming in the next years? When I'm saying next years, maybe 5, maybe 10, maybe 20, maybe 50, right? When they want to build this infrastructure and do all the things, we are talking about quantum communication, right? So it will be based on the entanglement of the electrons and the stuff. But they did it. It exists. This is no more any transmission, so it's more equivalent of teleporting data from one point and teleport it to other point. It's gonna be, the future. Short distance. Well, when I'm talking about that, maybe I sound crazy, but trust me, I know what I'm talking about, right? Uh, for the people who already know what is physics or having some notions on the physics and the quantum things, they will understand when I say the entanglement using on communication. They will understand what I'm talking about. So short distance versus long distance. Of course, we already saw also this fiber optic, SMF and MMF. We have single mode fiber and multi-mode fiber. Single mode fiber. Well, here, before reading, who can tell me which one is better on the high speed, for example? Which one have a higher speed? SMF versus MMF. Come on. Laser is SMF, so it's good. Yeah, of course, because of it's one signal at the time, right? And using laser, that it's more powerful, so it's kind of a serial communication based on light that have a much higher data rate. First thing, which one is a longer distance? SMF longer distance, of course. We saw that we can get till 40 kilometers for each node, right? And which one is more or less expensive? Let's respect the other one at least. He doesn't answer. Which one is less expensive? SMF or MMF? MMF. Use the lead. Good, good. Because of is based on lead, right? And for short distance, that is almost 500 meters. This one is more used for LAN-based fiber optic, right? So it's not designed for the one like this one. FDDI. What the hell? New thing, right? New term, something that we didn't know before. Is called fiber distributed data interface. Well, don't be scared. It's nothing. It's just a new technology that we use also on the fiber in the WAN and in the LAN, right? So we use it in both. We use it on both. What is FDDI? You remember that token ring stuff that was deprecated on the LAN? Remember token ring? Token ring. What is the advantage? The most big advantage of token ring? What was that? Token ring. We can have nodes here, right? No collisions, Toyash. Good, good, because always the data flow in my direction here, right? This is the superpower, the hidden superpower of this concept of token ring. But of course, when we get to the Ethernet star topology LAN, was much more a higher speed than this and less costly than this one because it was expensive, right? But when we get to the fiber optic, they thought that maybe we can merge this technology with the fiber optic, and what we're gonna do, instead of using one ring, we're gonna use two rings also to be able to give less disadvantages that when we had in the token ring. Like for example, if the ring broke, is gone, right? So what if we're gonna do that now, right? So we have two rings, primary and secondary ring always. Very high speed, each one can go till 100 megabyte. So if two rings here, we can get till 200 megabyte, for example. Right? We have more. And one ring is flowing like this and the other flowing like this, for example, right? So if one broke, we already have the second one always. So it's good for fault tolerance. This is the first advantage. The second advantage is, remember when we were having these two computers here and this one here in one ring? When they talk, the data flow like this and it will go all around to get in there. Well, in here we did some updates. So this one, when we talk to this one, he can use the second ring and go in there quickly, right? Because they flow on the different directions. Well, first ring and second ring. This is the concept of FDDI, not no more than that. So maybe the the word is new and scary, but it's nothing more than that, right? So fiber distributed data interface, dual ring, fiber optic. It's a dual ring. We have two rings instead of one, and based on what? Based on fiber. Here is the term. We had before CDDI, right? Copper distributed data interface at the time. Okay. We had that also. But now the main idea is using the speed of the fiber without that collisions, right? It's a wonderful thing. So dual ring fiber optic lines in a local area network LAN that can extend in range up to 200 kilometers. So imagine if I have a big company, big sites of manufacturing, whatever, I can distribute using a ring, right? You guys, I told you last time, when it's a circle like that, doesn't mean that it's a circle, right? uh, it doesn't mean that if I have a token ring in my classroom, so my classroom will be like this, and people gonna sit here, right? No, it's just the concept that the communication is closed somewhere. Okay, it can have a shape or of whatever, but it's just the concept of the communication is closed, and we are using some specific devices that called MUI. Now we're going to talk about them right here. So 200 kilometers, 124 miles. The FDDI protocol is based on the token ring protocol 802.5. 802.5. In addition to being large geographically, an FDDI local area network can support thousands of users. So we can have big LANs now, right? Something between one and LAN. So it's big LANs. Still a LAN, but geographically uh, it can be much bigger and having much more clients for distribution. All right, thousands of users. It used the token ring access method. Remember CSMA CD, CSMA CA, one is for the Wi-Fi, the other one is for the Ethernet. The token ring used the token ring access method. Channel access method, token passing. So we can just call it token passing. This method here, token passing. So we pass tokens or this token, when it get to any station, the station can send something on that token that it's turning around. Instead of contention-based access method or CSMA CD. FDDI is also frequently used on backbones of the internet. We can have bigger concept of this, or linking two backbones or something like that, right? Distributing backbones in many different directions. We put a ring of FDDI in the middle also. So there is many architecture that they can be complex in there. An FDDI network contain two token rings. Here we go. See, 1 and 2. So if we have one that broke, we always have the second one still working. So each one, this is the basic, right? We have more than that now. Each one is 100 megabyte. So the two they are running at 200 megabyte of speed. Of course, one is primary, second one is secondary. Token ring access method, or this token passing. IBM developed a popular ring LAN system called token ring in the time when we were using the electricity. So this is not about the FDDI, but it's still the same concept of access method that we are using with the light. Okay. The token ring network uses a data frame with a special command called tokens. So it's a frame here. Oh, that's good. What is this token? It's a data frame. It's saying that it's a frame, but not the same as the Ethernet. So it's gonna have a header, different informations inside. By the way, in the token ring, we don't have we don't have this concept of MAC addresses. We can duplicate MAC addresses. This is another advantage that I didn't talk about it before, right? A token ring, we can put same MAC addresses in the machines and still work, because each machine will communicate with the other one based on an ID, a specific ID. So the token give permissions for one workstation to access the network, right? So the token who's gonna give permission to that station, so to build that frame. The token is passed from the workstation to the next. This allow only computers at a time to have permissions to transmit information. Token ring ran at 4 or 60 megabytes. Of course, we are not talking about the FDDI here. We are talking about the old one, right? So now we get back to see the origin of this thing. It was a little bit slow, but compared to the bus at the time, it was a huge improvement. This is that was a revolution done by the EBM compared to the bus, right? So token rings run for 60 megabytes. Of course, they use something when you see the token ring like this and computers, you're gonna think that the computer is connected to the ring directly. Not at all. It's a little bit different. They use something called a multi-station attachment unit. Multi-station attachment unit. So you can see this notation MSAU or MAU, right? You can see just this MAU. Yeah, I'm on a PDF. I can tape, but this S is not mandatory to find it there. You can find a notation like this. Here we go. Right, it's here. So wire together to form one large ring. All right, so now if we zoom on that ring, we're gonna find this MAU that they are connected to form the ring. Right, so I can have something like this, something like this. So you see, it's not really shaped in the ring at all. But at the end, my network will be closed somewhere, right? So this is the most important of ring, right? There you go, something like this, right? And here you're gonna find ports where I can connect computers in each one, right? So computers, and of course you will always have ring input and ring output. Usually this AMU, it's notated like this, RI, RO, right? Those are for the main cables, you see, and you will not find them like this. You will find them always one next to the other, like I did here. Okay. Something like this. So you have an input and output and all the ports here for the computers. Right. And this is how you build your ring. And here you're gonna have several computers also. Right. This is the real shape of token ring. So you see, it's not circular first. It's not the computers that they are somehow soldered in the main wire, right? But you have devices that they allow you to do that, right? That they are called MAU, or multi-station attachment unit. All right, so the logical ring topology is used as the standard topology for token ring network. However, the physical implementation is that of the star. And of course, physically, what I did here, if I see physically how I did it, it's a star. I have a node here and they have computers. And this one is connected to the other. I have node here and physical computers, right? But logically, things are not working like star here. They are turning around, right? Till they find the station here and they go here and they go here and they go here, right? So it's kind of linking many different stars. Instead of using switches, we are using AU, and they all talk together, and the data flow always in one direction. This is the concept of the token ring. Well, we're done here, guys. As I told you, it's a small one. If you have any question, please ask your questions, or otherwise we're gonna go to the practical. We're gonna do VLAN quickly. VLAN is very, very easy. All you need is to understand the concept, but the configuration is very, very easy, right? You have any question, people? All right, so I'm gonna open Hyper-V here. Please discuss last lap firewall. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Let's focus in the VLANs now, and we're gonna talk about the other one. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna take a server here. Let's take a server. I will see if I have two cards. So I'm gonna do two card. I'm gonna add the second card here, second adapter. Just put it in any switch for now, right? So just put it in any switch. I will need a second adapter, and I will need two clients, one in each side. And I will explain to you also what I'm doing. So I will design that. A server is first client, second. Okay, all good. I'm gonna log on here. So what is a VLAN? VLAN. In French, it means bad, right? VLAN. All right. So VLAN is totally different from the real French word. In English, it means other thing. Virtual for V. And LAN, we already know what is LAN, right? Local area network. Marie-Pierre, you understand French. VLAN. Yeah. So VLAN. VLAN is for virtual LAN, local area network. Remember, guys, when we had this local area network, this is a switch or a router or whatever, and we can have workstations, right? This is a small one. It's a matter of how big is it, and the technology that is using, usually star in our case. Now, what if we can go further than that? So if I have, for example, a switch or a router or whatever, right? And I will cable something here. This is my computer, and this is another computer. And this is another computer. And this is another computer, right? I can do that. But what if I don't want here? You see, so it's physically is one big network, not really big, one small network, right? So this is one network physically, but what if I want to have multiple networks in this one? Like, for example, this one will be in a separated network, and this one will be a separated network. Okay, we can go further than that. It's just the concept of virtual LAN here, right? What if I have a router? So you remember this is server 16, right? And before we have two network cards. Focus, guys, right? The trick is here. Focus. And we did two switches. Remember ENT1, for example, internal 1 and internal 2, or S1, S2, or something 1, something 2. And we got a machine here, and we got a machine here. Right? Good. Now, this computer and this computer, they can talk over router or whatever, but everything is good. See, I have a switch separated here, switch separated here. All is good. And we have a router so they can ping. What if I don't have much money or whatever? Instead of having two switches, I want to have one switch and plug them both in the same switch. And here I will have a connection. Right? Well, in our case here in Hyper-V, it's much more easy than in real thing in the router, because we already have two cards that they are a little bit separated here, even though. So I can have a different network passing through that one switch here, and I can have a different network passing through that switch here. Right. So you see, I have a one physical network, same wires, right? Same wires, but they are carrying two different network. Like this switch here is same wires, same network, but it's carrying two different networks. So for example, this one can be 10.0.1, and this one can be 192.168 something, right? And if I put the router here, they can ping each other through the same switch. But this one belongs to VLAN 1, for example, and this one will belong to VLAN 2. It's just a matter of an ID. So remember these packets, when we have an encapsulation, we put a lot of information, and we saw the headers details. What if we can virtualize that? So instead of just those informations, we can put some other informations in there, right? We're going to add some bits, and we're going to say, well, this one it belongs to VLAN 1, and this one belongs to VLAN 2. So two different networks, right? But we can carry them in the same physical wires, in the same material. Because as I told you here, in our Hyper-V, it's very easy. I have two cards, I have two connections to the same switch. But in real life, I don't have that. In real life, I have a switch here, and usually I'm going to have a router here that have one network card, and this router go to another router. But what if I'm going to have here another computer, and I will have another computer here? But what if, again, now see the amazing trick. This one is 192.168.1 something, and this one will be 192.168.2, right? And let's say this one now is 10.0.0.1, and this one is 10.0.0.2. See, so those are one network here, even if they are in the different space. And then this is the first network, and those, the red ones, and in the same wire somehow I will have a second network. So you see, I have one physical infrastructure, but I can have multiple networks. I can add another blue one, right? And I can add another orange and so on and so on, based on how I want to configure stuff. But physically, it's the same wires, same equipment that I'm having, but inside, the traffic inside is running multiple different networks in the same time because they are all virtualized. Right. Same thing that when we had machines, computers, and we build virtual machines. So imagine when you have a wall network and now you can build virtual networks also. Instead of building just virtual machines or virtual windows or virtual CentOS or right. Imagine if you can build virtual networks. Of course, in the real stuff, you start you one wire here instead of two connected switches. Something that we can do on our specific protocol. It's called a chunk. You're gonna chunk the information. So one wire here is carrying two different network or multiple network. Right. Or a .1 queue, you're going to encapsulate .1 queue. This card will be splitted, virtualized on two cards. This card on the switch will be splitted, virtualized on two cards. Right. So this is how we do it in real life. But in our situation here, it's much more easy. So I'm going to have a server, right? And I will have two network cards on that server, and I will connect them to one switch now, right? Instead of two switches that we used before. And this switch will connect to two computers. And these two computers, one will be on 10.0.0 something, and the other one 192.1.6 something, and they will be able to ping through one switches, two network cards, and here it's a router, of course, right? So this is our main idea behind. It's the same thing, but instead of using two switches, I'm going to use two virtual LAN inside one switch. You get the concept, guys. Did you get it? Concept? You get it? So if you get it, we're going to go to work, right? We're going to go to the practical one. Okay? All right. All right, so I'm going to take here my server. I told you my server have two adapters. I already put them in the same switch here, right? In the same switch. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take what is happening with this computer? There you go, much better. Okay, so I will connect both of them to Hamza also, right? So this one is on Hamza and this one is on Hamza. Nope, it is on external, so I'm gonna put Hamza here. Here we go. And this is my server. And now let's check the IP addresses on the server first. I will not do that mistake because of 2 seconds of my life. So I'm gonna just disable one and be sure which one is which one, right? Otherwise, yeah. So see, this one. So let's call it VLAN 1, right? And this one I will call it VLAN 2. And what you do now? So now I know that this one is this one, right? This one is VLAN 1. See, here in Hyper-V, there is no commands like in the router and a lot of headache to configure all this. You have something called here, VLAN ID. This is it. See, I can just give ID 100, for example, or ID 5, or ID whatever. And he's going to talk just with the computers that they have the same ID after. No matter, it's passing through the same switch, right? Okay, let's take this one, for example, VLAN 10. And I will apply this. Here we go. And this one will be VLAN 20. So I'm going to connect it again to Hamza switch, and going to be VLAN 20. There you go. Now this one also is connected to Hamza, and I want to put it on VLAN 10, right? This is, or VLAN 20. This is client 2. We're going to put it on VLAN 20. This is my client 1 right here. But this one will be on VLAN 10 Hamza. So I go to setting, it's already on Hamza in there, and I will put VLAN 10. Right, and this one, I will link it to the network card of VLAN 20. Remember guys, here I'm using the same switch, right? Now it's much more easier than before having two separated switch or whatever. So now I'm using on one switch, but I'm building exactly the same infrastructure that we did before. Two separated networks that they're gonna be through a router, ping through a router, whatever. Okay, so here is the VLAN 20. It's good. See, I just checked here, put it VLAN 20. Here we go. Now I need to take care about my configuration. Let's say VLAN 10. So this is VLAN 10 here. Sorry, I'm gonna change the name. So let's say VLAN 10 is 192.168 something. Okay, so it's laggy and stopped and okay, here we go. Property. I don't know which one is which one, so I'm gonna close those stuff. All right, VLAN 10. Okay, that's good. 192.168.10.1. So I'm gonna put here 10. 10.1. And this one, it's not even static, so I'm gonna put 192.168.21. This is a complete different network, or let's and confuse you. So this is 20, 20, 21. All right. 255.0.0. All right. This is a complete different network 2021. And this one will be a complete different network. Let's make things easy for us. Here we go. 10.10.10.1. You see that I have two different network in this computer. Okay, one is 10 and one is 20. Okay, now let's take this one here and go and configure it on VLAN 10. And let's log on also in this one. All right, open, change adapter option. So this is client 2. He's already on VLAN 20, right? See, client 2. You can check it here. Hamza is on VLAN 20. So my VLAN 20 is the 20. I just choose those numbers for you for the first time. After we can put, of course, any addresses, right? So this one will be 20, 20, 22. And of course, the network ID should be 0, 0, 0, and the default gateway should be 20, 20, 21, right? My server. And I don't know if that server already have a router in there or not. We're gonna configure the router after. So my objective is, of course, to ping from here to here. Remember, here is it. So I did a VLAN 20, right? And this is 20.0.0.2. And I did VLAN 10. And this is 10.0.0.2. Right. And all I need is to ping this 20 with the 10. So I'm gonna need a router here, right? Okay, client 2 is well configured. Let's check firewall here. Is off. That's good. Firewall in my server. Off, and let's go to the last computer. Where is it? Here is my last computer. Yeah, let's do some search here. So this one should be 10, 10, 10, 2. Remember, client 1 is on VLAN 10. Here we go. So VLAN 10, 10, 10, 10, 2. And the default gateway should be 10, 10, 10, 1, the address of the server. Here we go. Well, let's check our router here, if it's already configured or not. So I'm gonna delete that one and do a new one. Oh my god. Yeah, server manager. Go to tools, routing and remote access. I already have the routing here. I will delete everything here, right? So I'm gonna disable routing and I will create a new one. Just reviewing this. And in the meantime, I can already start pinging from one side to another side. I mean, the same side, to see if at least I can reach my default gateway from each side. If I don't have a problem, my whatever is not lagging or right. So ping. I'm on client 2, so 20, 20, 21. Okay, we see server is answering, and from here, ping 10, 10, 10, 1. Good, server is answering here. So what I did now, I just pinged from here to here, and I also pinged from here to here. Now I'm gonna take care about my routing, and I will be able to ping from one side to another side. Through what? Through one switch in 2 different networks, right? Because they are virtual networks, vLANs. There you go. Told you it's easy. Okay, let's create this. Configure enable routing remote access, next. Custom configuration, next. LAN routing, next. Finish. There you go. Start service. And we should be able to ping from one side to one side. So now you see, I want to ping the 20, 20, 22. General failure, general transmit. Or at least 20, 20, 21 for the server. Okay, I'm mistaken something. Did you put IP in DNS IP? I don't need a DNS. I don't need a DNS at all. I put it, oh, maybe, yeah, maybe. Maybe I'm gonna check that. Maybe. No, it should work. We did the table somewhere or whatever. Yeah, I put it the IP on the DNS. Come on, Hamza, what are you doing? Sorry. Thanks. Good catch, Malhar. Sorry. 10, 10, 10, 1, of course. Yeah, I put it on the DNS. It's always DNS. Always DNS. Even if we do mistakes, we do them on the DNS. There you go. 20, 20, 21. Sorry about that, guys. Now it should ping, right? Let's ping from here. Ping, I'm on the 20, so I'm going to ping the 10, 10, 10, 1. There you go. So you see the 10 is answering, and I'm on the 20. And from here, the ping 21, I'm on the 10, right? This is the zone of the 10. I'm pinging the 20, and it's pinging without any problem. Okay, So it is the same thing that we did before, same logic, but instead of using two switches, two separated one, like two physical links, we are using one device and the same physical infrastructure, and we created VLANs inside, virtual LANs. Okay, and the ping is working well. Everything worked the same after. Once this computer see this computer, everything work the same. It's like completely they are on the different switches. But I told you in the real stuff, it's not like this. We have many other things. It's more dealing with one cable, but chunking different protocols in the same time, right? So it's one cable, but he can chunk different networks on the same thing. We didn't really do that here. We had two network cards separated. Here you're gonna split this card and this card, and you're gonna do that. You're gonna do that on block 2 on the CCNA part, right? You have any question, guys? Okay, one asked for the lab of the last one, if I can help. Here you go. Where is it? Here. Then turn the client firewall on. So, host the website and FTP server in Windows 10, Windows 10 1. Or let's say having 2 windows, right? So then turn the client firewall on and configure it in a way that the station should no longer be able to connect to the FTP site. FTP site, the station will, however, still ping the server. The server firewall should stay off. Okay, this is my server. Not really server 2016. I can use Windows 10 1 and Windows 10 2, right? Like he said here, Windows 10 1 and Windows 10 2. But IIS is here. Okay, that's good. IIS is here. I already have my website here, and he's saying that the server firewall should stay down. Okay, that's good. So firewall, I should turn it off here, right? Good, Davinder. That's perfect. This is exactly what you have to do. Exactly. So firewall, my firewall is on this side, right? So since my firewall is on this side, I will be able to ping this guy, but he will not be able to ping me. So what I have to do here, I have to open the echo request on the inbound, right? I have to come to this firewall and open the echo request on the inbound of this one, right? And no longer getting access to the website. So what I need to block here, outbound. What is the website? Website is port 80, HTTP, right? So I need to block the port 80 on the outbound. You will never be able to talk with any 80 port distant. This is the meaning of it, right? Did he say we don't have access to the FTP? Yeah, if he said here FTP, no FTP, so we need to block also the port 21. Same concept. That's it. You need to block a DNS port 53. And so go on, right? Now it depends on what he said or what he asked you to block, right? But if I need to block access to FTP and either the web, I need to block these 2 ports numbers. Where? On the outbound. Okay, because he's the one that he is going to ask for these 2 port numbers. So on the outbound is no communication with these port numbers. Okay, and the inbound I need to open the echo request, but because he said here somewhere still ping the server, right? So this one still ping the server ping him, so the ping is working. You need to open the echo request on the inbound and block the 80 and 21 on the outbound, and it's done. Okay, good. Search simplify third circuit you gave to practice. Third circuit, what is it? This one. Okay, let's go for it. So, circuits. Let's design the circuit first to get what is the expression here. I need to know what is the output expression. Here he's saying that I'm having an A, I'm having a B, I'm having not B. Here I'm having also not C, I guess. No. This is not C, and this is B, and this is not B. All right, because not is one input, not two, like this. So I'm wrong here. Here we go. This is C, and the B come here, go here. Here we go. I have not B in here. And I will have a C in here. All right. Now, we have not C going all along with A and B in an AND gate. We have not C going with B in another AND gate. And we have not B going with A coming from top here on another AND gate. And all those are going in an OR gate. And this is what's going to give me my output. Okay, so let's go step by step, one by one here, and generate the final expression. Here, what I have an AND A, B, not C. Right? And here I have B, C naught. Okay, C naught and B. And here I have B naught A, B naught A. They all go to the OR gate. So at the end, I will end up with this equation here. I'll end up with A, B, C bar. Be good. Plus or symbol plus BC bar and B bar or A, B bar. Okay, so this is my final expression that is generated from this circuit right here, right? Let's see it again. A, B, C naught, going to the end, right? So all those are A, B, C naught. I have B, here's my B, and I have an input here of a C naught. See, coming from C naught, B, C naught. And I have B naught, here is it, and A coming from the top, B bar, A. And all of them go into an OR, so they have plus between, right? So they have the symbol plus. This is an OR. So this or this or this, right? This or this or this. Here you go. This is the gate of OR. Okay, now we get the expression. Let's try to see what we can do with this expression, if we can simplify this or not, or whatever. Or let's write it properly somewhere in clean space here. So I have A, B, C bar, and there is no way to know what it's gonna give me at the end before trying, right? I can try, I can fail in one way, go other way till I find something. Here you go. Now let's see this, what we can do with it. But be careful here, it's a C bar, right? And a C bar. All right, I can first of all, well, what we can do here. A, B, C bar, and C bar here in common that I can get out, right? C bar and C bar. So if I do that, it's gonna give me C bar, A, or AB, or B. All right. So A, B, or B. I just took the C bar in common outside here, right? C bar here, C bar here. You see, if I distribute back, what I'm gonna get? I'm gonna get BAC bar, here is it, and BC bar, here is it, and this plus a B bar. Well, B plus AB. What is this? This is an absorption, guys, right? I can absorb things here. Remember? Here's my absorption. I have, here's it. Let's put it in front of it. Here's exactly the same. A plus AB. Here I have B plus BA, right? Is instead of A. So this one is equal A. And here, all this is equal B. All this part here is equal B. All of it. Right. So at the end, it's going to give me BC bar plus AB bar. Well, I think this is the maximum that we can get there, right? What we can do for this more. Not really. But at least this, I absorbed all this part. So you see, I get all those operations before. Now I get just those ones, right? So no matter how, I simplified my circuit. Well, we can maybe try more, but I don't think that it's gonna take us anywhere. Same thing here. Yeah, so if I do this, or yeah, it's the same. I can play with the knot, but complicate that first. Maybe it's gonna be more because I can use the reverse of De Morgan here, right? So this is not, right? B C bar plus A B bar, not, right? So this is somehow basically, if I distribute this, this is B C bar bar, A B bar bar. I can distribute these bars here, right? And bar, and I reverse the thing here in the middle, because this is my X and this is my Y here, right? X and Y. Here I also can distribute those stuff. But I think at the end we're gonna get in there. I'm gonna go back here maybe. I don't know. Let's go with it. So I can distribute this here, or maybe distributing this here. What is the best one? Well, let's try both of them. So if I distribute this one over this one, I'm gonna have C bar bar plus B bar in this side here. And I will have A bar plus B bar bar, right? And of course, everything is on bar on top of this. This one becomes C. But you see that we are playing without doing really nothing. We're going the same way. Bar. And even if I'm gonna do that, I will end up here. You see. So I'm gonna distribute again. I will go back to the B. I'll go back to the B. This one will be reversed. I'm gonna go back to the C bar. This exactly gonna happen the same. So I distribute this one A bar. I'm gonna B bar. This one B triple bar. I will go to bar bar. We didn't have, even with the plus here, we didn't have anything on common that we can take out or whatever. Right. Maybe when we get distribution here, so even if we distribute one side, yeah, I can take this B on common of something here that is under bar bar. Well, this is nothing. This is going nowhere, right? Now I will design the circuit of this one. That it's gonna be much more easier than the other one. Of course, I'm gonna need. So this is I'm gonna need A. I don't need A naught. I'm gonna need B and B naught. So this is my B, and I'm gonna need just a C naught. Right. So this one will be not here. Okay. Now I have B C bar. So B C bar. Here we go. This one is an AND. And A B bar. And those ones will go to the OR gate because I have an OR here. Right, a little bit smaller, not that much, but a little bit better. So we at least we get rid of one gate here. A little bit better. We still have two NOTs, we still have two ANDs, and just one OR, but one gate disappeared. Okay, this is how you do the third one. I don't know who asked this question. So we discussed the firewall. Vandan Kumar, right? Are you good, Vandan Kumar? You got it? Done, sir. Okay, good. All right, guys. Here you're gonna have on this chapter 6. Chapter 6, you're gonna have this this research or questions. You already have them, all the answers on your chapters, right? What is access method of Ethernet, access method of token ring, IEEE for the Ethernet, IEEE for token ring, FDDI use what type of topology. So just basic questions, right? Which alternative port can I use for HTTP, right? Do lab host the website? This one, just skip it, right? You don't need it because it's a separated lab that I'm going to give you here with the vLANs. So this part here, this question here, just skip it. So you guys, you answer those questions, right? You answer those questions. And also I will give you this lab right here. So you will have use to Windows 10 and one server 2016 with the DNS and DHCP now, right? But using VLANs instead of switches. VLANs and DHCP and routing services, you need two scopes. One is on 172.16, your xlab ID 0/16, and the other one x.0/2024. Install two FTP sites on your Windows 10. So basically, it's the same lab that we did before. We did it based on DHCP. We have the DNS, we have the names. We're going to host websites and get access from one website or FTP site from one site to other one. But instead of using two switches here, you need to use two VLANs. One VLAN for this network and one VLAN for this network, right? So install two FTP sites on your Windows 10X on the same port number. Think about the binding. If he says same port number, so it's of course a virtual hostname binding. The site have the same IP address and different DNS name. HTTP install two websites now in the other computer. One first was on the Windows 10 1, now on Windows 10, Windows 10 2. The two sites will share the same IP address. Each site will have its own DNS name. Both will use same port number. So it's the same thing. So it's a virtual hosting based on virtual host name. Windows firewall. Using the firewall Windows 10 2, deny access to the previous two websites. Right? Using the firewall of Windows 10 2. So you don't touch the Windows 10 1 firewall, just the Windows 10 2, and you deny the access just to this, but you allow the access to other things, right? All right, so this is your lab, guys, and what we're gonna do tomorrow. This is the lab that you need to submit till tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening or whatever, 4 p.m. Well, I don't know where's afternoon, where's evening for the people who are here and the ones that they are there. And I'm gonna give you also tomorrow another question, right? Other review. You're gonna have another second assignment. So this is an assignment today, right? The questions here, and tomorrow you're gonna have a second assignment. And you need to finish this lab here based on the new computers, on vLANs or whatever, and you need to submit them all together. On next Saturday, we're gonna do the review as we did before. So we're gonna correct this lab together here, and we're gonna correct the assignment together, right? So the assignment that I'm gonna give you tomorrow, we will just answer those questions quickly together as a last review before. Will there be a lab tomorrow? No, there will not be a lab. This is already the lab I gave you today, right? Tomorrow you will have an extra assignment of the questions. And also tomorrow, what we're gonna do in the morning, we're gonna do a little introduction for the subnetting, right? So you need just to come, focus, try to understand, and that's it. You will not have that on the exam. It's not a part on this course, but I always try to, if I told you before, right? If we're gonna have some few time, like 2 hours, something like that, we're gonna do a little introduction for subnetting. It's gonna be better for you after on module 5. You already have an idea about it because module 5 is all based on subnets, right? It will be all subnets. There is no more regular class A, class B, class C. So better doing a little introduction tomorrow for subnets. I will give you a second assignment tomorrow, right? So you start your lab today, finish this assignment on chapter 6, and tomorrow I will put online another assignment for you, other questions, right? Theoretical and some circuits and some stuff. That's it. We will correct that on next Saturday as a review before the exam. Please, you guys, if you have any question, feel free, ask your questions, or otherwise I'm gonna let you work, and I will see you tomorrow morning. One, we have to submit this lab tomorrow before 4 p.m. Canada time. All right, you're gonna submit it tomorrow. Any other question, guys? You have any question, please feel free. Questions. So what you have to submit tomorrow? The lab and the assignment of tomorrow. What you have to submit today? What you have